Them gains, extreme. Shit we see, extreme. Wanna know about corruption? Well, listen to what I see. An algorithmic money making, taking, flipping, fucking scheme. And if you let it, you'll get it. They'll gut you till you bleed. A lot of y'all get fucked by the bucket yet you think it's free. Yeah, it's me. We are team, extreme.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Extreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck, and this is Extreme Gainz. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, and this is my AMC, GME, and SPY Tuesday daily update and preparation video where I go over very quickly the things that I am personally looking at and looking for with all three tickers moving into tomorrow and beyond. As always, I hope you all had a great day in the market both yesterday and today. More importantly, I hope you made some extreme gains for yourselves. I'm going to go over some of my regulars, my snake Algo method for all three tickers, some macro comparatives, and some technical levels and technical setups. So with all of that said, let's dig in. Like I said, I'm going to be real brief here. I am going to be live tomorrow here on the YouTube channel and on the Twitch channel all day long from 9 a.m. until market close. So set a reminder, come by for that. So I'm going to do a quick video here before I run to the gym and just go over a few things that I am currently looking at. Everything as far as the tickers that I went over, AMC, GME, and SPY on the Sunday weekly update and prep are pretty much all still intact. The snakes are all still intact except for GME, and the technical setups are still essentially all looking the same. So I am going to be brief in this video. So without further ado, let's dig into this thing. All right, currently on your screen is AMC and my intro week snakes. AMC finished the day today. Regular trading hours as projected down 2.83%. Currently up 0.18, almost said down, currently up 0.18% in after hours, trading at 551. The set of intra-week snakes that I've been tracking are on your screen as part of my snake Algo methodology. And you can see the continued fulfillment of both of them here and the location of price action within them and what the projection would be from both of them, separately moving forward into tomorrow and beyond. The macro comparative, same as it was, getting a little bit outside of the fulfillment area that I was expecting it to potentially run upside. As a matter of fact, here today, it turned back downside. This is the macro double bottom for those of you that don't know from prior to the January 2021 run up. I have been using this and tracking this on AMC's daily price action for over a year now. You can see the overhead fulfillment of all of that year, a little more than a year, and our current location within it. Obviously, it was projecting that upside, like I said, in the Thursday last week and the Sunday over the weekend. It's do or die for this thing. I would have liked to have seen this, in this position that is, I would like to have seen this move to the upside and start fulfilling this here already, but obviously we have not done that. I am going to give it potentially into tomorrow and then reevaluate positioning of this macro comparative if price action does not fulfill as it's projecting to the upside. Then the technical perspective on AMC is still intact that I had previously talked about. The third hit on that daily macro third in my box top method and box top schematic that's on here, and looking for one of two things: either a compressed compact double bottom formation here above the 536 support for a continuation move upside for validation or invalidation of that previous top, or a breach of that 536 to the downside for then the continued downside fulfillment like the blue day of divergence intra-week snake is projecting. So with both of those scenarios in mind, the significant levels that I am keeping my eye on are the same as they were. To the upside, I'm looking for that 575 neckline breach, and then I'll be looking for a move directly back to that previous top at 635, followed by a potential breach of it up to around 750 if it happened tomorrow. To the downside, like I said, the 535 significant level of support. If that were to breach, the next level down I'm looking at is 503, followed by 433. And that's everything I'm looking at with AMC. Up next is GME. GME finished the day today down 1.2% in regular trading hours, currently even Steven in after hours at 2140. The current intra-week snake is on the screen that has continued to fulfill. I am viewing this as a potential divergence right now. I did clip the set of 3 potential new intra-week snakes for it in the event that that is the case. Instead of the extended position that I had on it, I did kind of resort back to this compressed positioning of it that projected all of the last 4.5, almost 5 weeks of price action here, and looking at that as potentially being the divergence from it. If that's the case, here are the set of 3 intra-week snakes that I'll be looking at, and obviously this would be initial placement, and I would need some confirmation of fulfillment moving forward before I decide on one. So here's the red day prior to, only in its straight up position, and likewise in its mirrored position. And then the either or in its straight up position, showing that M formation double top that I had previously talked about, and the either or in its mirrored position. And then again, the blue day of only in its mirrored position, and its straight up position doesn't have much relevance for an initial placement, as you see there. Obviously, the only place for it would be somewhere right there. So those are the 3 that I'm looking at. Like I said, I do want to see some confirmation of fulfillment here moving forward to, I guess, indicate to me which one, or if this is even the right scenario that I need to be tracking regarding my intra-week snake algo methodology. From a technical perspective, however, on GME, the levels have played out perfectly. I talked about the ascending level of support here and the 1950 significant level of support that price action did find again with that double bottom and moved right back up to retest that previous top, as I had talked about in the Sunday weekly update and prep video. So we got that dead on back up for that retest. It did fail the breach to upside retest and the invalidation of that top and that potential lower macro third in the immediate here, but we are hanging up here with price action in close proximity to a potential retest and breakout here if it wanted to. So that's the scenario I'm looking at. The same thing on AMC. Essentially, this is ahead of AMC as it put in its compressed compact W and is retesting that top now, where AMC is still down here trying to get that W neckline breach to upside. They were aligned in that way in Sunday's update and prep, and now GME is out in front of AMC as far as that fulfillment goes. So to the upside, that's what I'm looking at, is a retest of that previous top at 22.55, a breach of it, and I'm looking for a move directly up to the 25.25, potentially that upper macro third at around 25.85. However, if that retest were to fail, and this is the retest, and we're coming back downside for that double top M formation, the next level down off that rejection I'll be looking at will be the ascending level of support right here. And if it were to happen tomorrow, I'd be looking at around 1985, obviously potentially back down to that 1948, 1950 significant level of support. And then a breach of that, the next level down I'll be looking at will be 1804. And that's everything I'm looking at with GME. Last but not least is SPY. SPY finished the day today, regular trading hours, down 0.11%, currently up 0.27% in after hours, trading at 401.30. The current set of intra-week snakes, I have 2 sets. One is the previous, which is the current ongoing set, day of blue, day prior to divergence red, and then a potential new set that I started looking at as of Thursday last week. So here's the blue day of that has been fulfilling for quite a bit of time here. And I looked at 2 potential setups and positions of this, one of which leaving it there for the top there and mirroring it. If that were the case, this was the position of it. You can see the dead on candle for candle fulfillment of it so far this week, and what the projection would be from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it in that mirrored position to its expiry. Then the second position of it was keeping it in its straight up and horizontally extending it to encompass both of these tops. And prior to Monday, it was the potential tops, and right there it was. And you can see again the continued fulfillment of it thus far. Now we have turned up here in after hours with a continuation to upside move with the Microsoft earnings release. So obviously this is projecting that rejection back downside. This would invalidate if this does not continue or reject and continue a large macro downside move. So those are the two positions of the current or previous day of divergence that I am tracking. And here's the new one. This is the one that was valid right out of the box on its initial placement. This is the day prior to that divergence back here as of last week. And there's the dead on fulfillment of it as well as it was projecting from initial placement. You can see the continued fulfillment, of it, and the location of price action within it, and what the projection would be from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it. The blue day of divergence as a new potential intra-week snake had to go in its mirrored position here for obvious reasons. You can see in its position the continued dead-on fulfillment of it as well, the location of price action within it, and what the projection would be from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it. And you can see the difference of it between itself and that day prior to what appears to be coming up possibly tomorrow or Thursday with that diverting point between the two of them. Then from a technical perspective on SPY, the technical setup that I was looking at was the same as AMC and GME, this compressed compact W to which SPY was out in front of both of them. Now GME has filled in or fulfilled that in behind, and AMC is still lagging with the failed compressed compact W neckline breach for a retest of its previous top. SPY did that, and we actually ended up breaching that previous top that I talked about at the $400 level. And we came up here on the 15-minute third in my box top method and schematic that's in here. And we've started to build out a new top just a little bit higher than that previous $400 top. So if that were to fulfill as a double top with a neckline breach back downside, that is one scenario I'm looking at. Obviously, that would require what looks to be a potential confluence of support here between what would be the neckline of that M formation double top and the macro descending level of resistance. A breach of that to the downside would be a breach of around 398.75 to the downside. If that were to breach to the downside, the next level down I'll be looking at will be the 391, 392 level. And then obviously if that were to breach, then the next level down would be the macro ascending level of support at around 384. However, back upside, if this is a continuation to upside, respecting this internal potential ascending level of support in there, and it were to breach this previous high that it just put in yesterday, that breach point would be 403 to the upside, then invalidating that as a top and this 15-minute third up here to that macro third from the larger macro box top setup and schematic with that macro third up there. If it were to come up here and put a hit in on that tomorrow, I'd be looking at around 407.50 to 408. If that were to breach, obviously the next level up I'll be looking at will be the previous top high up here at around 414 to 415. My friends, my family, that is everything I have that I am personally looking at with AMC, GME, and SPY moving into specifically tomorrow, potentially beyond. And that is everything I have for this video. I did it as quick as I could. If you made it to the end of the video, I thank you all very much. Like I said at the beginning, don't forget about the live stream tomorrow all day long on YouTube and on Twitch starting at 9 a.m. Eastern until market close. If I don't talk to you tomorrow and you don't come by the live stream, good luck in the markets. Make some extreme gains for yourselves. To the rest of y'all, I'll see you all tomorrow. And those of you that I don't, I'll see you all on the next one. Take care, y'all.